And it didn't work.
Welcome
Hello.
to PoliTarology, hosted by the Cool Crone, Colleen, with special guest, Shari, Voices from the Swamp, Cleo the Seer, Val of Dragonfly Crystals and Overachiever, Next Level Channeling, and extra special Deann Shield Maiden Tarot. I'm the sidekick, TarotStache. Like and subscribe to everybody. Boom.
Nice. Thank
That's
you.
good, Gerald.
Thank you. Very nice. Oh,
you for letting
welcome
me do
everybody.
I didn't tell Colleen I was doing that, everybody. So I have contributed.
Yes,
Yay,
you have.
we loved it.
You have. It was very nice. Thank you. And boy, am I glad it's Friday. Work was a little bit this week, so I'm really glad to be here, and very glad I'm not at work. I'm very glad to see all of you beautiful people. And let me see if we got people in the chat, and we do. Wonderful, wonderful. Now we have more people on tonight than we usually do. So I'm just going to go over briefly the little ground rules. If you guys can help keep an eye on the chat, because I'm terrible at it, and just let people know that I love them and the check's in the mail. So, I'm going to thank them bountifully for contributing to my chat. But when we're answering questions, we have some fun questions to go over tonight. And when we're answering questions, if it turns out that, you've thrown the cards and they're pretty much exactly what the other person said, you can either just add whatever's different, or you can just say, you know what, I'm just the same. We're not in competition here. We're all in the collective consciousness, and we're all getting pretty much the same ideas. But if you're getting something really different, I don't want to hold anybody back from giving their answer. I just want to keep it moving so that it stays interesting and everybody enjoys themselves. So don't feel pressure to move on. Don't feel like and if you come up with nothing, don't feel like you have to say, you can just say, nah, go ahead. All right. Aside from that, feel free to jump in on top of me, because I have a tendency to just blab a lot. And so I'm so glad everybody's here. Deann, special guest Deann Shield Maiden. Yay! Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you were flexible enough to allow all of us to join the show that was going to be just us. And what I think my hunch was right. I think, the popcorn is popping this week. So we have a lot of fun things to talk about. Right? So let's go around. Everybody just say hello. Tell us what's going on with you. And then we'll get into the questions. So Shari, you're to my whatever the direction that is. Go ahead and you start us off.
Hi, I'm Shari. Voices from the Swamp. I've got more things going on than I can keep up with. Most exciting thing is I started a Patreon page today.
Oh.
It's still in the works of figuring out how to do it, but it should be up and running in a couple of days. So I'm excited.
Oh,
I finally bit the bullet.
Congratulations. That's great.
I'm Deann Shield Maiden Tarot, and nothing much going on with me except for house repairs from the tree that fell on the house and the basement and all that, and getting ready to go on vacation next month.
Nice.
Exciting.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm going to divert my eyes from all the Trump everything everywhere, but it's within driving distance, and the mountains are beautiful, and we're just going to keep to ourselves. And I'm going to get me some fried green tomatoes, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
I haven't had any since
Yum.
Mom was gone.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. Great. Well, welcome. We're very glad to have you. Cleo, you want to say hello?
Hi.
Okay, that was my sister.
Hey, wait a minute.
She's mad because I forgot to include her in the promo at the beginning.
No, I'm not mad.
Oh, wait. We have to do the announcement. As of today, Cleo the Seer has, drum roll please, 85 subscribers.
Woo!
Yay!
Thank
And
you,
0
Gerald.
videos. She hasn't even put up a video yet, folks. She just has GD subscribers. People just love the out of my sister. I love it. I love you too.
Yeah, okay, that's what I've been doing. I'm still working on my channel, and I'm doing this stuff, and I've been trying to keep my computer running. For some reason, it's just been totally cattywampus, and the stuff that's going on with politics right now is just crazy land. I mean, it's just amazingly chaotic.
Yes.
For real.
And that's
Val,
being polite about it.
Your turn.
Who's?
So,
Val.
no. So, Val. So, yes, I have not only Dragonfly crystals, but next level channeling. And usually I do channeling 3 or 4 times a week. So you can check for that live that'll be going on. Also, on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, I'll be on Allie Heart and Soul Connected for Sundays with Spirit. And so,
Nice.
Gerald, what have you
What do
got?
I have going on? I know.
I'm TarotStache. It's easier just to like and subscribe to my channel because I just scheduled. I have 2 things on Monday, 2 things on Tuesday, and 2 things on Thursday. So, TarotStache, do it. All of the cool kids are, excuse me, all of the best chatters are doing it.
Our best chatters.
You make me laugh.
Okay, so on Sunday, Cleo and I are going to be on with Sybil Harmony. We're going to be doing a different kind of show. We're doing a pick a card where we all have little piles of cards. You'll pick 1, 2, or 3, and then all 3 of us will read on each pile. So everybody gets a good month of September read.
Oh, fun.
From all of us.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, so that's coming up on Sunday. Next week for PoliTarology, we're having Allie Martin on my show.
Love her.
And so far, I think that's it. I'm starting the New York Ren Fair on August 26th. So if you're in the New York, if you're around Tuxedo, New York, which is not all the way upstate New York, it's just over the border actually from New Jersey. It's pretty close to New Jersey. It runs from August 26th until October something, the first weekend in October. And it also runs Labor Day. And I will be reading at a booth that they have renamed Moonchild, but I'll be reading, of course, as the Cool Crone. So come and visit me there if you'd like to. All right.
Nice.
Okay, so let's get a reading. So I pulled up the New York Times headlines, of course, and the first thing that I want to read about is this, this cuckoo thing where the guy who has been investigating Hunter Biden for, I think, 5 years or so or more, I don't know, maybe his whole life, I'm not sure. Anyway, he has now asked for and been made a special counsel by Merrick Garland. And this gives him broader scope, but I just want to read on it. So far, the stuff that he's come up with has not been very earth-shaking. So I just want to see. We're going to do a few questions about this topic. But what do we think? And let me get the guy's name. What do we think? Mr. Weiss, David Weiss, is a special prosecutor now. What do we think that he's going to come up with? Something new, or is it just going to be same old, or are he and Hunter having an affair? I don't know. So whatever we come up with. Hey, it could happen. It's 2023. You don't know. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
what's
don't tell the
gonna...
Republicans that. They still think it's 1800.
Oh, that's right. Poor little lumpkins. They just don't even know.
Colleen, I put a thing in private chat of somebody who asked a question and where it was.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, do I know where the private chat is? There it is. Okay, yes, I found it. Sorry. Question 76. Thank you. I will mark that one.
What was the specific question again?
What do we think Mr. Weiss is going to come up with? Oh, there's a lot at 706. Okay. Okay, got it.
Cool.
If somebody is ready, they can go ahead and go. I had to stop.
I can go.
A lot of tongue wagging.
Oh, go ahead.
There's always some different side to all of this. It's really about the majestic whale. We know who that is with the big T. So basically, it's a whole lot of bulldozing that isn't going to come to much.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
He doesn't add much.
That's it.
I mean, because I have the 10 of Wands reversed. If he does anything, he causes more. He causes more difficulty. It's gonna be a shiny object, and people take people away from the important things. He's gonna think he's all that, and that he's bringing more than actually what he is. And he's probably going to. This just in. He's probably going to piss some women off.
No.
I know, shocking, but I'm just like going, and he's going to do it in such a way where more people are going to notice it, and actually some of the men are going to notice it and be annoyed.
Yeah.
Wow. Anybody else?
I got the Two of Wands. That he's not going to be able to move forward on this. It is going to cause a lot of arguments and things like that. I got the Two of, what is this? The Two of Cups. So with that, I see arguments, tension, bad communication. This has to do with the pink, which is women or a woman, and what he did in the privacy of their own home, apartment, wherever they were. They're trying to paint him as being with bad women and him being bad. They're trying to find out secrets to come out. But I feel like in the end, the truth is going to come out. They're not going to do anything with him. You know, everything's going to come out his way. But yeah, I think a lot of women are going to be mad the way they're going to try to paint women or paint this woman even. It's not their business.
Wow. Well, Shari, did you go?
Not yet.
Go ahead.
The first thing I got, compared to the Republicans that are under jurisdiction, Hunter looks like a baby angel right now. He's so clean because everything that he's done, he's admitted to, he's made retribution for, you know, and Daddy has not stepped in to help him out. This guy feels more like he's just on a treadmill, just going in circles, just to keep the Republicans happy. He's just rehashing the same old crap over and over and over again, and keeps telling them there's nothing there, which is why it's just like a vast ocean of just a nothing burger. I mean, there's just, it's just, you know, it's frustrating for him because he's done his job many times over and keeps giving them the results. They don't want to believe it. So what can you do? I mean, you get yourself appointed special counsel, I guess.
I have a little bit different take on it. You know, he has done this over and over and over again. So why hasn't he just wrapped it all up and said, I'm finished? He's the one who says he's finished, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because this guy is brushing up his resume. He's looking at his next position. He either wants to be in politics proper. He doesn't want to be on the sidelines just doing this investigation stuff. And he wants to be somebody. He likes being in the spotlight. He likes this. I don't know how he skated through with Joe Biden not replacing him when he was elected, but he did. And he is going to piss off a lot of women. A lot of women are going to be really, really pissed off at him. But I think what he's really trying to do, plus he's picking up a paycheck for this. So for 5 years, this is his only gig. I mean, that's pretty sweet to just know that you're pulling down that paycheck, unending. The gravy train just keeps on going.
Yep.
So that's what I think is that he's just saying, you know what? I'm the one who says when it ends, it ends. I mean, he got up in Congress and he said, no, I have all the power that I need. He likes that power. He's not
Yeah.
about to give it up.
It's the river flowing, baby. He's going to keep it going.
So I
And so,
take on it. I don't think this is about the case at all.
so the card I got was time to let it go, move the fuck on. So the other
I
thing
like
is
it.
not directly not directly about the this guy and personally, but the whole House of Republicans are they're all so busy having this wet dream about how they're going to get Biden and just impeach him based on something that him and Hunter did, or the whole family got together and made millions of dollars. So this guy, yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, if the thing falls through and they don't find anything, this guy doesn't have a job. But he wants to be in with the rest of the group that's all fantasizing about taking down Joe Biden, the president. I mean, that's where they're headed with this. It's just so ridiculous, such a complete waste of time. They've been over and over and over the same information.
Yeah.
And I don't know who this guy is, but it is definitely time to let it go.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
I don't think he's a MAGA. I don't think he's a big Donald Trump fan necessarily.
As long as he's not using taxpayer money, he can go as long as he wants.
That's all he's using is taxpayer money.
It pays
Is that
itself.
all he's getting paid?
Yeah. The special prosecutor, or the prosecutor that he was, the reason he wanted the change was so that he had a wider venue. Venues, the courts, the different area, the state, the court, the municipalities, the federal, the whatever. He wanted to have special prosecutor status so that he could prosecute and investigate for the whole United States, not just Delaware, right? He's been confined to Delaware for 5 years. What in the hell could he find in what was he investigating? Delaware is a tiny state. You could investigate that in 10 minutes. You don't need 5 goddamn years.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter so long as you're right. So long as he's in the news.
Yes.
Well, he's investigating for the Republican Party. Nobody else cares about this. Nobody is concerned about Hunter Biden.
Right.
You know, and they just want to connect it to the president.
Yeah,
Right.
that's all it is.
Right. Now, there was something else that I wanted to look at in this case, and I can't remember what it was. So we looked at this guy and what he's going to find and whatever. Oh, the deal that blew up in the court. Now, Hunter had this agreement, right? And what happened there? Let's read on that. Why did that blow up?
They were being too lenient because
Let's read on it, though. I don't think what they put in the paper is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how should we ask? What do you want us to ask?
What caused the deal to blow up? What caused the judge to look at the deal and say, let's examine this? And then it blew up. It fell apart. That court date was only to sign the papers, basically. And then they walked out, and now all of a sudden it's all wide open again. And now this dude is the special prosecutor. What the hell?
You know, I
there?
just got the flash, actually, Colleen, that this was why. This knowledge that this guy, Weiss, would be appointed was known. And that's why this happened. There was some inside communication. Don't make that deal because we're going to do this. That's why. That came in so loud.
But did the judge know it?
The person who killed the deal,
The judge.
got the information that XYZ was going to happen and Weiss was going to be made a special prosecutor. So that's why the deal was killed.
And is this going to benefit Hunter or go against him?
It goes against him, is what they're trying to do. What the deal would have benefited him, because he would have been. They would have.
It would have been an end to it too, because he pled guilty.
Exactly.
He knew what was up.
Yeah, they would have charged him for certain things and let the other things go. And everybody, all the Republicans are up and oh my God, you can't do that. That's treating him different, giving him preferential treatment. So then they took it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? What y'all got?
Not to mention putting somebody like Hunter, who is even though he's a recovering, he's still a drug addict.
Yeah.
And putting him under this kind of constant, just bombarding him with all of this pressure, it almost feels to me like they're trying to see if they can crack him and push him to go back to doing the drugs.
Well,
And then they can,
of course
and then
they
can,
are.
like,
Of course
go
they are.
crazy.
You think it's a surprise that somebody left a little bag of white powder in the White House? Good Lord, they're doing everything except, tying off his veins and sticking a hypodermic in him. They're doing everything they can to torture this poor man. This is outrageous.
It really is.
It's outrageous. I thought for a hot minute there, I thought that the judge thought that the special agreement was detrimental to Hunter Biden, and she didn't want him to sign it because it would be so bad for him. But I see, the cards that I got, he is dejected and depressed that it's ongoing, that it's not stopping. But actually, this is going to have a really favorable outcome for him. He's going to come out smelling like a rose as much as you can with this. And this, I think, will help rehabilitate him so that he can move on in his life from this point. So I got beautiful cards for him. Starts out with the 5 of Cups, but I got the Star, Ace of Swords, the Sun, and it ends with the Prince of Wands. So I think that for me, I think after this change, he's going to be fine.
And we're talking about Hunter, right?
Hunter's going to be.
I got the same thing. I got winning, and it says, you got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. So, yes, Hunter is doing okay.
Yeah. Amazingly, how strong must he really be? Good Lord. Go ahead. Anybody else? I'm just blabbing. Go ahead.
All right. Well, from the Republican side, I had pulled from my oracle, it says strangely lonely, holding on way too tight. And that's a GOP in a nutshell right there. They're finding little bitty things, and then they're holding on way too tight. They don't want to let it go because they're afraid then whatever they can make up about it is not going to happen. But all around, most of them are acting like a bunch of drunken sailors. And they keep it up, and I think the constituents are going to show them the door and tell them, don't let it hit you where the good Lord splits you. And then it's more like a 3-ring circus with all of them. I mean, it's just crazy. And then I stopped and I pulled an extra one on just Hunter. And I pulled Eyes of the Eagle, which, how apropos is that? His dad is the president. It says rising above the fray. So I think this is telling me that Hunter's going to be able to rise above this. He may have some slip-ups along the way. Most addicts do.
Yeah.
That's to be expected, But he's got a family there that, whether his dad is president or not, doesn't really matter. He's got family there that do whatever they can to help him in whatever way he needs help.
But he is definitely upset about this because he knows it reflects on his dad, and he doesn't want to do anything that would cause problems with his dad's campaign for re-election. So he is definitely upset about that.
I mean, they're really torturing him over that. That's the main thing that's bothering him. Definitely.
Yes.
And I guarantee you, I feel to my toes, Biden is telling his son, there is nothing they can say and nothing they can do that will make me stop loving you.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
And because that's just Biden. That's the kind of man he is.
Well, I got that they hate Biden. They just hate him. They hate him, and they're trying to get our eyes to look the other way from the law that is going after Trump. So that's like a squirrel. Look over here. Don't look here. Look at Biden. Look at his son. And they're trying with the 3 of Pentacles. They're all working together to see what they can do, to find out. They want them to walk away from these indictments of Trump. So they think if they put the pressure on Biden's son, that they may be able to get them to walk away, and it has to do with the court cases on Trump. They're trying to find with the redaction cards secrets that he has that they haven't found out yet. They're going to dig and dig and dig. And even if they have to get somebody to make it up, I think they will. I feel like there's going to be a lot of arguments and tension over this. It's really with the Three of Swords. This is hurting Biden. This is hurting his son. And they're enjoying that, because they want to cause them pain. But I feel like they're going to find out with justice in reverse that this is a false accusation. They're giving a lot of false accusations. They're going to find it's unfair. And that's another thing, too. They're like, it's unfair. If you're doing this to Trump, indicting him, you should indict Biden, too. If he's being, so they're trying to say it's unjust, but they're going to get their karma. I feel like it's not going to work in their favor, but there's just trying to get them to look the other way.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, me too. Gerald, did you go?
I have not. Why they decided to, what caused it to implode, to not happen, is I got the Page of Wands and the High Priestess and the Two of Swords. Somebody gave misinformation or gave half-truths, and it flipped things up, and somebody went Queen of Wands reversed on it and just said, all right, I'm calling this. I'm doing that. So this is somebody, I would say somebody's ego got the best of them. They were talking late at night over a drink or something like that, and somebody woke up with this crazy ass idea. Excuse me. This idea that was not for the benefit of people.
It's that kind of night, Gerald. It's that kind of night.
Yeah. So, but Hunter, this is Colleen, I'm sort of going with you. I got the Four of Wands, where this is a hard spot to be in. This is what Hunter needs to get him founded in the fact that his family loves him and adores him and will choose him over other things, even though he doesn't want that to happen. It's going to be a long haul, Seven of Wands for him. This is still a process.
Yes.
I have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. People think it's going to shut things down and to stop things. It's not. It's actually going to solidify him.
Yep.
And it's actually going to work, like several said, in his favor and not in everybody else's favor. And people are going to be pissed when that happens.
Yeah, they are.
I did want to say, did you hear what Trump said that, the son thing isn't working out for Biden, referring to his son that died and his son that had the drug problem? I said, how disgusting. The son thing isn't working out for him.
Oh, bad. I pulled one more card just for the GOP because they're so special to me. And I mean special in that way. They are the reptilians.
Oh, well.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
They're just kind of special.
Yeah.
They have these teeny tiny brains that really just work at a very primitive reptilian level. And I mean that with so much love and respect.
As much love and respect as they deserve, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So Martha Bean over here in the chatterbox says, my husband keeps saying Biden was recorded with Hunter making shady deals. Is that true? I can tell you right now it's not true, but I'd like to see what everybody else has to say about that.
Oh, okay.
Do you see the question, Colleen?
It's not, huh?
Do you see the question?
No.
It's just
727.
What's that?
727.
Okay.
Martha Bean.
Martha Bean.
Hi, Martha.
Yeah, hi, Martha.
Oh my God, there's so many.
I've copied and put some in the private chat for you.
Okay. Oh my God, you did. Okay. So we're gonna do this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Martha Bean, we're going to do this.
I'm just going to use my pendulum for this one.
Yeah, good
Was
one.
Biden recorded with Hunter making shady deals? I'm getting no.
Yeah, because that's correct.
It's no. And here's the love potion they're trying to mix up. Here is they're trying to create their own version of heaven, the majestic whale and Groot. So it is all just a potion that they're putting out there. So it's a big no.
Yeah, I can't even throw on it. It's so ridiculous. No, the answer is no. No, no. Going back very quickly, Martha Bean, to the last question that we just answered. She got the image, I think it was Shari, got the image of eagle eyes.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. Biden, I don't know what sign Hunter is, and I was going to look it up really quickly, but Joe Biden's a Scorpio. And Scorpios come in 3 flavors. They come in the low level, like serpent, like, the actual Scorpio.
Yeah.
And then they come in as the eagle, and then they come in as the phoenix that is way rises again. And that's the whole Pluto thing. The eagle takes a lot of work to get to. That is your person, the uncorruptible law person, right? The person who is the straight arrow, who is never going to let you corrupt them. But boy, are they powerful when they're on the right side. And that's Joe Biden.
You're giving me the full body chills, Colleen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Joe Biden. And he has been there for Hunter.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Hunter has, really strong connections to his dad's chart. So he's probably got some strong Scorpio in him too. So, no, there's no shady deals. Joe Biden doesn't need to make shady deals.
Exactly.
No.
He's incredibly successful in his life. The money portion of it doesn't mean anything to him. He's beyond that. He's
way
way beyond that.
So beyond.
No.
And-
So thank you for the question.
Yeah, it's not true. But what's going to happen is if anybody gets recordings, they're going to manipulate it so it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, we can find that out though.
Yeah.
I
And
did
they're
pull
gonna-
one. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I'll real quick. They're going to pull some outlandish headlines from all of this stuff too. Go ahead, Deann.
Oh, I just wanted to say real quick, I did my pendulum, but I thought I'd pull just one card just to see what I got.
Yeah,
and I got the 5 of Swords. And so that is a no card. No, he did not do that. They're trying to cause arguments. They're trying to deceive people. It's bullying and it's abuse.
Thank you so much. That's so true.
And if a recording like that
Pulled
is
a no card too.
out there already being played, so that we'd have it in national news.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
All right. What do you got,
Yeah,
Shari?
I pulled the 9 of Swords, which is another no card. No. And this is the Republicans sitting up at night worried about how are we going to make this stick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we just all have to remember that they're working with their teeny tiny brains and trying very hard. Very hard. All right. So let's move on to the big T. So the big T got some, I think it's kind of bad news today, but I don't know how he would feel about it. The Judge Chutkan, heard motions over how to protect the information in the case, in the January 6th case, and all of the discovery, all the documents and everything, because she doesn't want witness tampering, but more than that, she doesn't want information about the witnesses or about the evidence leaking out into the public eye, because that'll taint the jury pool. And it can also allow Trump doesn't even have to contact somebody individually. He can just put out something on social media that could be very intimidating to the actual witnesses, and she doesn't want that.
Right.
So she put out a protective order that initially she said, I'm not going to give either side everything that they want. The government wanted, basically all of the discovery stuff to be deemed protected under the order so that he couldn't talk about anything about the case. And the judge said, well, maybe we can just limit that to things that are sensitive. But in the end, when she signed the order, she said, And I will leave that determination of what is or isn't sensitive up to the government. So she really did give the government what they wanted, but she couched it in such a way that Trump may not tumble to that fact. He may think he got something. So how do we think Mr. T is going to react and behave under this protective order? Or maybe we should say, how long will it take him to break it? I don't know.
Okay.
About 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. Well, you know, he doesn't read a lot, so it's going to take him till Saturday to finally read the whole thing. So, all right. So let's see what's going to happen with that.
Well, you know, his attorneys kind of screwed the pooch because they tried to take the Mar-a-Lago case and they wanted to push it way out. Well, they didn't get it past the election thing, but they did get it pushed out to what I think May.
Yeah.
So they had to live with that. And now this other case coming up is going to come up in January 2nd. He is just pissed. He's just pissed about it. How dare you do this at the very beginning of the new year? You want me, you know, and it's just weeks before whatever the Republicans are doing.
Well, did the judge rule on that? I know that Jack Smith wants January 2nd, but I'm not sure that the judge actually said yes.
I thought I read, I mean, maybe I was reading something else, but I thought that I read that, yeah, they're trying to establish January 2nd. Trump's attorneys have an opportunity to dispute that in some way. But the problem is there's no way in hell everybody's going to wait until after the election. And then they're still trying to get, they started being focused on the Mar-a-Lago thing with Cannon down in Florida. The problem with that is really that case is not nearly as important as the January 6th stuff. Yeah. So they spent a lot of time with the Cannon thing and they sort of got what they wanted. But then all of a sudden this other judge says, yeah, well, no, I'd like to do this in January. And yeah, they're gonna fight that. Of course they are. But
they backed themselves in. If they have their other case in May, he's got all these other cases going on. When the hell is he going to go to all these cases?
Exactly.
So many months and weeks in the year. And each of these cases are taking weeks and weeks, maybe months. So
and he's still screaming
themselves.
Every time they change the date, he's screaming, "Oh, you're interfering in my campaign." Well, we know.
And there's already massive movements from voters themselves across the country in different states to make it illegal for him to even be put on the ballot.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm waiting for.
But the thing is that his campaign has no bearing, as Judge Chutkan rightly pointed out, has no bearing on what goes on in court. Court is court. He's a criminal, not a civil. He's a criminal defendant. Right. And this means that he should be treated like anybody else who gets, charged with a drug thing or whatever. He gets treated the same as everybody else.
Absolutely. And as to him saying something that is not proper after the hearing that Judge Chutkan had on Friday, I show him thinking he is just, blooming like a flower. But this is that information he wants to get the moon. He's got the keys. He thinks he got a license to fly. But he's going to feel like this because there's going to be a broken heart because there's going to be a big kapow. It's not going to spill the lips. Something is going to be triggered that the DOJ or Jack Smith does consider sensitive and not to be let out. Yes, this is going to happen soon. Watchdog, he's going to be in the hole. That's
perfect.
It will happen.
Perfect. Who else is ready?
I got the Tower. I got that he's going to reveal secrets and it's going to fall apart for him. He's going to reveal secrets. Four of Cups, she told him, she made him an offer. She told him, don't do it. And he's not paying attention. He's not going to pay attention. He's blowing her off. He doesn't like not having the recognition because this is the Six of Wands in reverse. So he's not getting the recognition that he wants. So he is going to speak and he's going to do it anyway. He feels like he's got alliances that are going to protect him. That he, you know, he trusts the GOP, the Senate. He thinks they're going to protect him. But she is an honest, good person, and she's going to find out about it. She's going to get clarity. She says she's watching him very closely, and he's going to not be able to move forward with it. He's going to be powerless. I think she warned him. This was the second warning, and he may end up getting his butt thrown in somewhere where he can't do it anymore.
This is the first time I have felt just exactly what Deann was talking about. This is the first time I have felt that he may end up in jail, at least for a few hours.
Yes.
Because just to what she's saying, that he will not shut up. He'll go ahead and say what he wants. He's already said, you're not going to take away my First Amendment rights. So, you know, he's applying it. He's just applying the whole thing incorrectly. I mean, this is a court case. This is a criminal activity on his part, and they don't want him talking about all these things, and he is not going to listen. He is going to say something, and he doesn't think this judge is going to stop him. Surprise! Right. I think she is.
I think so too.
Anybody, go ahead.
Well, I pulled Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. I feel like that's the judge. Our job right now is protecting the future. And she comes across as a dragon, you know, like don't mess with her. She's gonna chomp you in two. Mm-hmm. And then I pulled Frog Spirit, says clear out the clutter. And so that's one of the things that this whole mess is about, is clearing out all this clutter and getting to the rock bottom truth. Who had what, who did what, when did they do it, who did they do it with, who knew what when. And I think it's going to all come out. I really do. I don't see anything positive for Trump. I've not seen anything positive for Trump in a long, long time. And I think with every little stunt that he and his people pull, it just makes the American people that less likely to vote for him another go around if he does manage to get on the ballot. I think people are going to be like, nope, I don't think so.
Wow.
All right,
there's a lot of talk about that 14th Amendment thing, and that you know, he did help cause the insurrection, and that makes it he's not eligible to run for president or any office. And you know, these groups of people are asking different states to not put him on the ballot. Now, if that happens, I hope that happens.
I hope that happens.
If you read the 14th Amendment, it's very clear about who should be allowed to run and who should not.
Yes.
And just about everything that's listed in the 14th Amendment that says if they've done item 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like this, they're not eligible. Well, he ticks off every one.
Yeah.
Except that he hasn't been proven in a court of law to have done these things. It's all, you know, speculation. But Gerald,
wait a minute. It's not just the court of law. We've all seen the tapes. We've all seen the recordings. We've all seen him stand up before everybody and tell them to fight like hell. I mean, you don't need a court of law. You don't need a court of law. These people are saying, look, we know what he's done with the 14th Amendment. We don't care about what the court says. We know what he's done. So don't put him on your ballots. Now, I don't know what states, you know, if they can actually do that. If they can say,
well, it's the 14th Amendment to the Constitution.
Yes.
Yeah, but so it has to be proven that he did those things. It is proven
He
by our eyes.
himself.
But he has to actually be judged guilty in a court of law.
Because in America, it is you're innocent until proven guilty.
Now, in those states, if they want to choose to keep him off the ballot, I'm sure they can devise ways of doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure they can, yeah. So, more power to him. So Gerald didn't go. Go ahead, Gerald.
I'm thinking about, okay, how's Trump doing with all of this? He's thinking that things are working in his favor when in reality they are not. All of the cards that I got about him are reversed. I got the Lovers reversed. I got the Knight of Pentacles reversed, where, you know, it's going to take even longer. I even got the Three of Swords reversed. And it looks like the person is in prison.
Sure
and
does.
by the way, I got the Fool. No, I got the Two of Pentacles reversed. He's losing stuff even more. I got Death reversed, but I got the Six of Swords straight up. So we're just going to move him on into that little place where he's going to not cause too much damage. Beth has a very good point in the chat. Problem is jail only makes him more of a martyr.
Yeah.
And overall, what I'm seeing is I have the Sun straight up. There's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on that's just going to show up. But all of us have said stuff like that. But if we're getting inside Trump's head, it's scary, and it's not based in reality, and he's right. Period. He's always right.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever dealt with a narcissist up close and personal, you know that when they're spinning out of control like this, they're pretty good at hiding to the world how bad they are. But when they get to he's at the end. He's in the end cycle of spinning out in his narcissism because the whole world is seeing it. You're even hearing news broadcasters saying they don't know where they would put him, not a normal jail, maybe some sort of a military compound or a hospital. The same things we've been saying for the last year, they're saying it now. And I agree with you, Deann. I was waiting to see if I was going to see a tower moment, because I do think that he's going to say just enough to really screw up somebody, either reveal something about a witness or about state secrets, he's going to say one big awful thing. And not only is the judge going to have to shut him down for the case, but I think this might be the thing that causes them to pull him back in general, because like the CIA and at this point, the White House and national security is saying, okay, he definitely is too dangerous to have out in public. Now
he's already threatening that. He is threatening to say that.
Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. But, as to him being in jail and becoming a martyr or a mouthpiece for it, he's not going to have any contact with the outside world once he's locked up. They're going to make sure of that because they know that he would become a martyr. But the one card I did want to point out that I got is Wheel of Fortune. He's definitely, the tables are turning on him.
Yeah.
Well, and the card I got is, you look like a shit show. It's talking about Trump.
Yeah.
You
do.
It's a hot mess. And that's a fact. And it also says clean yourself up, but that's never going to happen. So
and you notice all the like Midas Touch and Brian Taylor Cohen and Glenn Kirshner, they're all commenting on how he looks sweaty, he looks unkempt, he looks scared, he looks sad, he's not making sense, he's darting his eyes around furtively, like they're all commenting, and this is a person who is unraveling mentally. I think that's what I think.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Entertainment purposes only, but I get 3 weeks that she's going to end up locking him up for a few weeks just so he can see that I mean it this time, because she's going to have to do something. Saying something again isn't going to be enough. This is time 2. 3 strikes, you're out. So I get 3 weeks that she's going to put him in some place to keep his mouth shut, and then say, okay, again, you want to go back longer, when she lets him out, he'll have to be quiet. But I'm getting about 3 weeks.
So I think, Deann, I think your 3 is spot on, but I think 3 days is she's going to have to give him the next warning. But you may be 3 weeks to when she actually shuts him up. But you know what? I did not sleep well all this week because I know that he's got this potential for spitting out this horrible stuff. And if I have to spend 3 more weeks like this, I don't know. It's going to
Being optimistic, I'm getting about 6 days he'll be able to kind of, but that's really optimistic with him, you know?
He's
I
not going
think
to last.
it's days. I think
Within
it's
a
days.
week, he'll be called back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
I
this
love
and
this.
this
I love
time, this time she's going to want to see him in person. Don't you
Mhm.
think?
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's funny. I saw the circus tent is like the jail, and there's the 3 mountain peaks for the 3
Mhm.
days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Outfit and you're
absolutely.
seeing all that.
Absolutely.
It's
So another topic about and I'm sorry guys in the chat that I'm not looking at very much at your questions, but I'm hoping that we are covering some of the stuff that you do want to talk about. With this case here, oh, it just went out of my brain. Oh yeah, no, I got it. Now for the Mar-a-Lago case, let's switch down to Florida.
Mhm.
Trump had this really great idea. It would be so convenient for him if they just built a skiff at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, what in the hell is that
So,
all
well,
about?
I have to say what I said backstage to everybody. You know, Melania is not spending a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago. So they've got an extra bedroom. They could just use that for the skiff.
Are you
I thought
implying
that's
they
what the
were not?
bathroom was.
No, she had a whole room. What was that, Gerald?
Are you implying that they were not in the same room?
Never.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
That gives
Well-
me the willies.
He snores.
Oh yeah.
I'm kidding. I have
Probably
no idea
smells
what
to high heaven too, because there's been quite a few people that have worked for him as kind of in a butler type position that has said he never showers.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
No, but he's a
he doesn't-
germaphobe. Does he have somebody wash him or something? Because he's a germaphobe.
Yeah, he is a
Well,
germaphobe.
They just
Woodward
said
said
that he
the
smells
scent
really
control on
bad
his
'cause he never
Depends was not
showers.
working well.
Oh, God.
Deann, that was
Woodward
good.
said it, not me.
Wow. So
Bob
let's
Woodward.
read. Well, do we even need to read on the skiff, or do we think that that's even being entertained?
I wouldn't even think that it would for a minute, considering what he was doing there. It's just full of swamp juice. They're not going to go for anything like that. That's just not.
Even Aileen, I love my Trump loose cannon. You don't think that she's gonna?
I think she would find the melody is going to come back to haunt her, and she's
Mhm.
going to be hit with a rock.
Yeah, I read on
Yeah.
that this morning, and I got the same thing. That there's no way she wants to, but she can't because they'll take her off that case so fast it'll make her head spin.
Well, let's read on that. How long before they take loose cannon off of the Mar-a-Lago case? That'll be a quick one. We're just going to go for weeks, okay? How many weeks is it going to take?
How many weeks before Cannon is taken on? Will it be 9 weeks?
I mean,
2 weeks?
I get about 11 weeks, 11 to 12 weeks.
I got 3,
Oh, I like yours better.
right?
I got 4.
Okay,
Wow.
that's a month out.
I got
Okay.
19 days.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that. Okay, great. Okay, so should we just let Aileen know and then she could take like a fall vacation or something?
You know,
Or
could you do that? You know what? On the bottom of the deck was the death card to death to her situation there. Fast, happening fast.
and I don't want to toot our own horns, but Cleo and I read on this when it first came out, and we predicted this. We both said that the case is going to go on as if she may even have picked the jury, but before they actually seat the jury,
Yes, she
it's
will
either
be.
it's going to be given to another judge or something.
Here she is defending her position. It's happening fast. There's the death card.
Yeah.
Oh, Connie
Yep.
B put in August 30th is 19 days.
Okay, and that's the full moon, so
There you go.
makes sense. He's very sensitive to the moon, and that's the Aries. No, not the Aries full moon. That's the Pisces full moon. I wonder how that would hit him. I'll pull it up.
Jane the Seeker said that case isn't going to take him down.
No,
But
no, but it is. But Jack Smith has used it so well to box him in for the other cases.
Exactly. In a
Really.
strategy, a
Yeah.
triple, a 5-level, 10-level chess game.
Which
He
we
brought
all
it
said.
all-
We all said that's what's going to happen,
Yeah.
Yep, Bonnie's
Okay,
coming too.
I say a week because I pull the ace.
right? Yeah, it's soon. Like this is not.
Yeah, whatever it is, you all think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
100%.
I did this wrong. I want to see where that full moon falls on for him. Full moon.
You know the ship has a hull and you're just waiting for it to sink, but we're waiting and waiting. It takes a long time.
Yep. He's not going to be able to keep his mouth shut. We all know that.
no, he's
No,
not.
you know,
way.
the poor little baby has Mercury and Mars on his ascendant right now. Mars is your activity, physical, and Mercury is talking. So he's just compelled to speak and to put out communications. He cannot stop himself. It's beyond him.
Well, it's the first time in his life he's ever been called to count
Yeah.
for his actions.
Yeah.
And even when someone tried to hold him accountable in the past, he was always able to talk his way through it.
Yep.
So he just figures he talks enough, it's all gonna go away.
Or if you throw
Yeah.
money at it, it will go away, but not in criminal cases. So
Yeah, and you know, at the time, just a few days before the full moon, I'm going to say it's going to be a few days before the full moon because the moon is going to oppose his Mars, his natal Mars on his ascendant, and Saturn's with it. So that's the restriction.
I think his lawyers may get in trouble too because they've been going from talk show to talk show to talk show, you know, saying
Yes.
stuff that they're not supposed to say. So I see some of them getting in trouble too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
waiting for the lawyers to get hit with gag orders that you can't speak
Yeah.
Yes.
to anybody in the press. You can't tell them anything.
Okay,
That's what I'm waiting for.
did I miss? Did everybody talk about the last thing? I'm sorry, I got so excited looking at his chart. I don't know where we are now. Are we doing the question?
Just go to the next. We don't know.
Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is something that I said, and apparently a lot of you said, like years ago, probably, that his supposed wife, Melania, alleged wife, let's just call her the alleged wife, Melania, coming from Europe as she has, supposedly speaks 5 languages, and maybe she does, because in Europe, that's kind of the norm for people to speak languages of the countries around them.
Her bestie that she turned on said, yeah, she speaks 5 languages, enough to order something from a menu.
yeah, that's all. She doesn't.
And that's it.
Yeah, but she may not use it, and she may be hiding it, because my question is Melania really Donald Trump's Russian handler?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Oh,
read
yeah.
on it. Let's
Yes.
put the dirt on it.
Yes on that.
I get yes.
Oh God, you beat me. on
100% yes.
Okay.
Always has been. And it came from Epstein. The connection is an Epstein connection. It goes back to that.
Yep.
And it is a full Russian connection. Handler, correct.
Yeah, because she met him through Epstein. That's right.
Correct.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely.
For entertainment.
Every time I have asked that question, whether if I use cards or a pendulum, I get yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is great. I get the Queen of Swords, which is Melania. With
I've
the
always done
thing.
that.
Then
Nice.
look at in this deck. Look at the 9 of Swords.
Yeah.
This is what's going on for Trump.
It's an arrangement.
And right in the middle, the Fool. He is such a fool.
That's why you never hear him badmouth her or do anything. You know how he can't help himself and he's always saying horrible things about women? He will not touch her with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, you're right.
Leave it to
You're right.
him.
I have noticed that. I have really noticed that.
This is why.
But it's also why she can't leave him. Her
She
job's not done.
has a contract and she has to adhere to that.
Yeah.
I've always pulled that she hasn't left him yet because it's part of her prenup that
Mhm.
Baron has to be of legal age before she can get out, or Baron gets cut off. And she's going to do whatever benefits her son,
Unless
even more
Trump,
so than herself.
unless Trump he meets a day in the park and never,
Exactly.
goes to the park. And then,
Let's think about this situation. If she is his handler, no
Yeah.
prenup would keep her tied to him. Her job, that contract would keep her tied, but all she would have to do is make the right kind of tea,
that's all she would have to
and
do.
she's
I
out.
mean,
And
yes,
she's out.
and she's
Yeah,
out.
I
Let me
got
cut
yes.
you off. What do you got?
Oh no, I just said I got yes with the pendulum, and then I got the 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, she's doing this for money. I think they're paying her to inform them, of
No
things that are
kidding.
going on. And
And she's got her parents there living, they have a house. They got no problem with their visas and their immigration status. So come on.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
all
she made sure her mom and daddy got over and got citizenship.
Yeah,
So,
Oh,
their agreement was way before Barron even came into somebody's gleam in the eye.
well, yeah.
right.
It was all about the handler contract. Yeah.
So I wonder if Barron was a turkey baster baby.
You read my mind. I saw this test
Maybe.
tube kind of, yes, yes, correct. I believe that. Yeah.
I got a straight up yes that she's a
Yeah.
handler
Yeah.
with the 5 of Cups. Because
Oh,
it's actually worse than what she thought it was. It's not
Yeah.
what she signed up for,
Yes.
and she's waiting it out. She is waiting it out.
She is.
Yep.
I mean,
If
as soon
only-
as soon as it's done, she's going to disappear. It's the hermit. She's going to actually rest on her laurels for a while. She's going to need some time to get over it. She is no longer enjoying it. She is just showing up to work.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, if she goes back
She's
to
already got
Russia,
the next one online.
if she goes back to Russia, she can link up with, who was that redheaded girl that went to the NRA convention from Russia?
Yeah.
And then she got
Oh, yeah.
arrested here, and then she went back to Russia. Now she's a newscaster in Russia. So
Oh, is that right?
she's doing, oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's doing great in Russia. So Melania could go pal up with her. But I bet Melania wishes that on the night she met Mr. Trump, that she had had a conversation with Marla Maples in the bathroom.
Oh, totally.
Would have changed her life.
Oh my gosh.
So
Rebecca
you
says she has access to all the documents too. Melania has access to all those documents too.
Everyone. So he didn't have to go show it all over the world. She's probably already showed it all over the world.
She could have gotten the secrets to XYZ.
Oh, then is Melania going to get charged? Will they catch up with her? Surely they know this. The CIA must know that she's his handler.
Let's see. Let's ask about that.
By the way, unfortunately, I do not have a turkey baster prop next to me, so I cannot do that after what you said, Val. And I'm very disappointed in myself.
But are you guys actually saying that Baron was the product of artificial insemination?
No, a turkey baster.
Quite, yes.
Oh my gosh. I
Dang.
can't believe that.
Yes, I
So
believe
they
that.
didn't have sex?
I don't think they
Yeah.
did.
No, I don't think they did.
Oh my God.
It's not in the contract.
It's not.
No.
It's not in the contract. That's why she will smash her hand away. She doesn't care who he sleeps with as long as it's not her.
Okay, so we're asking what are we asking if Melania's next?
Yeah, if Melania is going to get charged if they, because where is she?
Yes, she is going to be charged. I got the 5 of Wands. She's conflicted about all this stuff that she's having to do. She's having a lot of tension. She feels trapped right now. She's worried about prison with the 8 of Swords because she knows all the secrets.
Mhm.
So she knows a lot of secrets, and So she's a little bit uncertain. She doesn't know quite what she should do. Yeah, I get she's very guarded.
Well, I
Wow.
pulled 3 reversed cards, and I don't do reversals. So how I wound up with 3 cards reversed back to back is beyond me. First one was the Fool reversed. You know, she's just riding it out, waiting for the Fool to go off the cliff because she's like, oh my God, how did I get strapped to this guy? And then the Knight of Wands reversed. She's full of anger and resentment. I mean, like we've all been saying, I don't think that this is what she thought she was getting into. I think she thought it was going to be a quick and easy couple years in and out, on to the next. No.
Oh,
And then the last thing I pulled was the Six of Swords reverse. And she's as resistant to change as just about anybody else. But this is one change. Yeah, she's ready to get the hell out of Dodge. She's not happy.
She's not like that from the beginning. She never wanted to be the first lady. She didn't want to go through this presidential crap.
No. And this is, she's extremely worried. But she's looking at, going to Europe, living there with Baron. He's already made. This is not true. She wants to get out of Dodge and take her cookies with her. Her Tower moment is coming very fast because you know who's going to the park. She's trying to defend herself, but the truth is going to come out. I don't really see her going to jail. Not that we won't find out some things. I don't know. I don't feel like we're going to know that much. And I don't feel like they were watching her.
Yeah, I don't feel like she's going to go to jail either.
I don't either.
I think she's smart enough that she has kept her hands clean when it comes to a lot of that. Yeah. Although, according to her ex-bestie and according to Ivanka, Trump never made a decision without her input.
Oh, the handler.
No matter what he did, as much as he badmouths women and whatnot, when it came down to making any decisions, he waited for her opinion.
Because she's like talking to Putin. That's like the entertainment.
Yeah. Did everybody read on this?
I haven't.
I haven't either. Go ahead.
No, she's not. It's more no than yes with the Six of Wands. So it's part of the exit plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of her exit plan. I got the Fool and the Magician. They're going to be switching lots of things because the trails have gone cold. Yeah. She's followed all of the rules, even though it's been not exactly what she wanted. And she's already figuring out the next thing that she's working on.
Correct.
You don't think she's going to get charged?
No. And by the way, I don't have a turkey baster. I have a pet.
Very close.
I have that too.
I don't think his mouth is big enough for that.
We're not talking about his mouth.
What are you guys doing?
He doesn't have anything else.
What am I doing with it?
I'll explain later.
Just like and subscribe. You'll be able to see it now.
I have them too.
I got a couple of them too.
Oh my God. So, Cleo, did you read on this? Did you talk about this?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I mean, that she's not going to go to jail for it, but she never wanted to be a part of this. She is so concerned about this. When he said he was going to run again, she was like, "Oh shit!" And then, and then this thing with Baron. I mean, this little kid grew up all of a sudden to be a monster size, and she just wants to take care of her kid and not be any part of this. And she thinks her husband's going to prison.
Yeah, I think so.
Or else he's gonna suddenly take flight out of a window.
Yeah.
Yes, he could. He could very well do that. I think that Melania is a very dangerous person for the national security people. I think she's really dangerous. So I think that we will not hear a tremendous deal about what she knows and what she does. But I do think that later, when they do the movie, we will find out a lot, that she was very, very key. I do see that, right now she's kind of in hiding, but she does know there is a risk that the lower level law enforcement may indict her, may arrest her, may try to, question her and everything. But notice in the news, even though she is the closest person to Big T, nobody's ever heard of her being deposed.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever heard of her being called up at Jan 6 committee. No. She never. Well, you can't be forced to testify against your spouse, but nobody even questioned it. Nobody even tried. So that's a little suspicious. So what I see is there's going to be big deals worked out that we won't know about for 10 years.
Right.
But she's going back to Mother Russia.
Yes.
And then from there, she may go to somewhere else in Europe, but that will protect her. If she goes back to Russia, maybe has all the plastic surgery and changes the way she looks and everything, because she's pretty recognizable. And I don't think she's just going to all of a sudden get fat so you can't recognize her, like she, but she's got the Judgment card and the Two of Cups as the ending. And so I think that, I don't know, I guess a successful contract would be she either offs him or he goes to jail.
Mm-hmm.
But I disagree about the thing with him becoming president. I think she hoped he wouldn't make it, but I think it was always a part of the plan for him to run. Because don't forget, well, you may not even know, I lived in New York the whole time he was there doing his thing, right? He ran for president like clockwork. He has been running for president since before we saw Michael Jackson on Ed Sullivan. I mean, this guy this guy, he just, presidential primaries, Donald Trump is running, and he would,
that's a back away.
Right? I mean, since the flood, this guy has thought he was going to be president. Don't forget, in his horoscope, he's got all these signs and symbols and planets for kings. He was even born on a goddamn eclipse. That's like a king.
Yes.
He's had it in his head his whole life that he's going to rule the world.
Yeah.
Well, he was a millionaire. He was a millionaire at 8 years old.
Yes.
Right.
That's
But
amazing.
But I think that, Melania's impact on his life is, wow. I mean,
when I looked at Melania, brokenhearted, tears, and the gold mine.
Yeah. Her chart is so Taurus. She's so materialistic. It's all she really cares about is the money. That's all she cares about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I cut you off, Val. You probably have
this heart and these tears are about her standing in the world. This is all just about she is being damaged by his reputation.
Yeah.
She's crying.
She is.
Well, that's what her ex-bestie said, is that that's all she cared about was shopping and being seen.
Yes.
She was actually born in Yugoslavia.
Yes. Yeah. She's not Russian. I know that. But she would never have been on the world stage the way she is were it not for Donald Trump, even with her connections to Vladimir Putin. She was a model. She was a fairly successful model, but she was doing, all sorts of stuff to get seen. Jeffrey Epstein, what do you think she was doing for him?
Exactly.
Giving him a back rub? I don't think so. So, I mean, she was all out for the dough. That was her thing. She wanted the money. But I think in the end, she's going to be still very brokenhearted. And she's going to have to go back to Russia, if nothing else, just to get the cheap plastic surgery.
There ain't enough money in the world. There ain't enough money in the world that would make me go out with somebody like that.
Somebody in the chatterbox. Somebody in the chatterbox wrote. The name is Fleck. Said she will go back to Russia and fall out of a window.
I'm about those windows because.
No, I don't think she will. I think she's, job well done. Just like that other chick, the redheaded chick with the NRA. I mean, I think they'll look at Melania and say, "Good on you, girl." What are they married? 20 years? This was a long contract.
It's a long contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a long one. Oh my God. Okay. So we got through that thing. Let's look at what else we have in here. Yeah. Okay, we got that. 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 Do, we had spoken very briefly backstage about the other Mrs. Trump, the first Mrs. Trump, Ivana, right? Ivana. And so what was it you guys wanted to ask about her? I just wrote down her name and a question mark. I didn't really.
Wondered if she knew too much and if she was actually pushed down those steps because of Russia Mafia or something like that, that she had maybe information because the time it happened, and like you said, she had bad legs, she had an elevator. Why was she going down the steps? Was
Right.
this?
There's a lot of speculation on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh my God. My pendulum doesn't want to answer.
I know, it's really been funny getting answers to this ever.
Yes.
It's really hard.
It's a huge circle.
They don't want us to know.
No, they don't want us to know.
I've tried to contact her and talk to her, and she won't say.
Yeah.
She won't talk about it.
And I think too, I think that in her coffin, I mean, which wasn't she wasn't cremated, was she?
She was. And then yet they had a really heavy coffin that it took a bunch of men that they were struggling.
Yeah, it took an inordinate amount of people to carry it. So I'm thinking that there's something in her coffin, not documents, although that was a very convenient.
Didn't she get buried out on the golf course?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got buried on the golf course in Bedminster. And I can't imagine that Ivana ever even came to New Jersey. I mean, this woman was all about New York, New York, New York. I can't believe he didn't bury her. She didn't have plans to be buried somewhere cooler than Bedminster. But honestly, I think there are things in that coffin of hers that are not documents, but something that Trump doesn't want people to know about. I mean, maybe it's whatever the blackmail is that Melania has over him. I don't know, but something weird.
I got that I mean, I'm going to interpret it this way. Things she kind of went upside down. We're going to look at things a little differently, how she was viewed with the Donald Trump situation. And I think he even knew what was going to happen. They looked at her thinking, she has a lot of information. This is her. They're worried for their own justice, not mob justice. It's mob justice. So they can be comfortable. They betrayed her. And that's the closest I can get to, because I had to ask the question when I got the judgment. I had to ask the question, did somebody help her cross? Did she pass not naturally? I mean,
I don't think she's in that coffin.
Oh, she's
No,
not.
She was cremated. She's not in the coffin.
She's not in the coffin.
So the coffin was just a ceremonial act of.
Well, no, because tax-wise, because she is buried there, they don't have to pay
property. Can't have it.
Property
you
tax.
Also can't have the property repossessed.
Oh,
right, because they declare it as a cemetery. They declare it as a cemetery.
The opportunity to declare it as a cemetery was hence taken by Mr. Trump. So
yeah, because they say Ivanka was. They say that what I read was Ivanka was her her trustee to her, her all of her accounts, and she had explicit directions on what and how she wanted her funeral to be. And then Ivanka was furious that her dad overrode everything and pulled his stunt. What I got for her was, I feel tears from Ivana. She's upset because, one, they didn't trust her to keep her mouth shut when she had always been loyal, but yet they still didn't trust her. And she doesn't like the fact that she's wound up becoming a 3-ring circus. She's up in, like, she's out in the wrestling ring there. She, for everybody to look at, gawk at, talk about. And I think in a lot of ways, it made 45 feel like some little angsty teenager, because he was going to get one more thing over on his wife, his first wife, because he was pissed when they got divorced because she took him for a lot of damn money that he tried to fight in.
Actually, he admired her for being that savvy to take him and say she did work for him, decorating the whole entire
Well, yeah, the whole time they were married, she's the one that made all the money for them.
He never stopped confiding and talking to her all these years.
Right.
He was one of the first ones he'd call and say, "What do you think about this?" Because she had a business brain. So he stayed connected.
Yeah.
And when she was running the hotels, they were profitable.
They were. She was
the only time they were profitable was because of her. Let's not forget that Mr. T has had something like, I don't know, like 25 bankruptcies.
Tons.
I mean, just idiot. But I did my pendulum again, and even though it wouldn't tell me if she had been unnaturally disposed of, when I asked, was she about to write a book, it went nuts with yes.
Oh, you just gave me the full body chills on that. That may be our answer.
Maybe that's what's in the coffin.
That may be our answer. No, I think
her book.
I feel like, is it gold in there? What's in
it's heavy. It's gold and some, like things that are gold. That's what I got.
Gold, so he can take them and get money, cash out of it.
Well, that may be part of his escape plan if he's going to leave the country. If he just has gold, then he doesn't have to worry about banks and transferring and everything. He could go to somewhere like Saudi Arabia or some other friendly country and turn in a bunch of gold bricks and have his money.
So I believe there's gold in there, and
because it was heavy.
Yeah, very heavy.
It was very heavy. Anybody else?
Does everybody say that she is not in there? She's not in there.
She's not in there. She's not in there.
I got that she was not pushed down the stairs, but she was actually I've got a lot of cups, so she may be on quite a bit of medication, and somebody may have dosed her a bit, because I got the 7 of cups with my yes indicator. So I think this is
right.
She someone supplemented a little too much. She was up and moving around, so she fell. And actually she was really getting ready to do some things to cut more ties with Trump. So with the 8 of cups, that's paired with the 4 of cups, because she was just so disgusted and not looking at things, and it was coming pretty quickly. 8 of wands with temperance. She was just putting it through, and had it gone through, she would have done pretty well with it. Queen of wands and the 2 of pentacles. She would have actually flipped things. So
yeah, and to support what you're saying, Gerald, she had a cup of coffee in her hand.
Yes.
And she had aches and pains and had canceled arrangements to go to lunch because she wasn't. So she must have been taking medication for that pain, and whatever else got put in her drink.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah. They did say that she had a regular prescription for some kind of painkiller, but they didn't do an autopsy, I don't believe.
No,
So
they
they
didn't.
never assessed what was in her blood.
Yeah, Colleen, they cremated her like too sweet. As soon as, well, hurry up and cremate her.
Yeah.
You know,
And that probably was not in her death plan either.
No. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So, Ivanka, nice standing up for your mom,
Exactly.
Jeez. Bad, just really bad. Oh my gosh.
I got the Ten of Wands that she was burdened with a lot of information that she knew that she felt like she wanted to come out with. She was the Two of Wands. She was planning the first steps and coming out with that information. She was making the final decision to come forward with that. But they wanted, with the Three of Wands in reverse, they wanted to restrict her. They wanted to stop her from coming forward. They felt she was an obstacle, so they were frustrated. They wanted her to abandon, what she was going to do, the book or whatever information. They wanted her to walk away, what she was going to do regarding Trump, maybe regarding Russia, regarding the devil. And the person who did it was a cold, unemotional, unfeeling person. And now I think maybe her children, maybe Trump even is having anxiety and guilt about this, even though that person, he is a narcissist. He did care about her, they say, but there is some guilt and probably worrying that he may be connected to it or it'll come out. He
had about 2 seconds of feeling a little bad about it.
Yeah.
But don't you think she's haunting the shit out of them?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. No, she probably doesn't waste her time. But
yeah.
No.
I got my tiny hands up for you, Deann. Awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Oh my gosh. Wow, we really dug out a lot of dirt. Melania and Ivana.
That's why people like and subscribe to all our channels.
This is so great. Please. So great. Oh my gosh. Well, oh yeah, Rose Blue. August 28th is the next date for the January 6th. It's a hearing to set the actual trial date. So that's when we'll find out whether it's January 2nd or June 2nd or whatever it's going to be. But again, by that time, by August 28th, I think Fani Willis is going to indict right on or right before the full moon. So, or no, the new moon, the 14th, around the 14th for the new moon, or 15th.
I did that the 15th.
Let me check. I'm getting it all confused because I do my astrology like 4 months in advance, so I can never keep straight what's going on with the current month. The new moon is Wednesday, August 16th. Oh, I should know that. Yeah.
But this thing with Fani, I thought she was gonna do it by now, actually.
I know. And well, a lot of people kept saying, oh, it's going to be this week. Well, it's Friday and she didn't do it this week.
Right.
But next Wednesday is the new moon. And so she could do it Tuesday. She could do it the day before, because I think Tuesday is a day with the grand jury and handing things down. So that would make sense. And it's, an appropriately bad day for Big T that day. And I think I looked at Fani's chart and I think it's an appropriately good day for her. So
you think next week or the week after, or when?
I think next week. I think Fani Willis is going to do her indictments next week.
Because I thought I read something that they were saying even now in the last week in August.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was feeling is that it was going to come out on the new moon, and then the hearing for him with Judge Chutkan is supposed to be Monday, August 28th. That is right before the full moon, which is either, depending on where you are, either the 30th or 31st. So just 2 days after that. So the approaching energy of the full moon is when he's going to be going back to court to get his trial date for that case. So, I mean, his bingo card is filling up for dates when he can go to trial. There's only so many times that you can go. There's only so many business days in a fiscal year. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to look at this stuff. Look at how August has filled up. Look at all the stuff that's happened with him in August.
Oh, yeah.
And then, he's got stuff on Letitia James and what's the other guy? Alvin Bragg. We haven't even talked about them. They've got stuff going on with him too.
Yep.
But we did say it was going, we said this months ago, that it was going to go down exactly like it's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Boom,
I
boom,
wrote
boom.
down the days of all of his cases. I hope this is the notebook, because I mean, you can see that he's just got all this stuff. Oh, I should put it in a document. I don't know, but he's got a lot of stuff coming on. So, oh my God. Oh my God. So we've been on for about an hour and a half, just about. So do we want to do one last one, or are we dead?
I'm good for one last one.
One more.
I mean, I have a pipette. So what else could you need? Deanne has a pipette. Jerry has a
I
pipette.
have one.
I probably have one somewhere. You know,
I have
do
a
have
whole
her.
bag of pipettes.
Yeah. I'm a witch. Of course I have pipettes.
Whatever that means, I
all right.
don't know.
So Gerald, do you want to pick
I
the
don't
last
either.
question for us?
Oh God,
my
all the
oils.
pressure.
Yeah,
Ooh.
all
I
the
did see
pressure
that.
on your tiny hands.
I did see that Rossi's Den posted. I have an alert for when Cleo posts her first video.
I know. I love that.
Oh,
I'm subscribed, Cleo. You got to make some videos.
Thank you.
That
we're
would be.
all subscribed.
Well, there's that question from Jackie O. If Clarence Thomas is shadowed by multiple billionaires, are they doing the same for Congress?
Mhm.
I mean, you know,
Shall we read on it?
sure.
Okay,
What
say
was
it
the
again.
question, Gerald?
You have it starred. You have it starred.
I just want to say,
Okay, so let me see
Cleo
here.
has 93 subscribers,
Okay.
almost 100.
If Clarence Thomas is, I love Jackie. Oh, honey, where you been? If Clarence Thomas is shadowed by multiple billionaires, are they doing the same for Congress? Inquiring minds want to know.
Are they doing the same for Congress? What do you
Yeah.
mean? I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Are they treating them to luxury vacations and
Oh,
yachts and going to sporting events that all is very, very expensive? Are they giving them the high life treatment as well?
yes. I feel yes.
I'm
I
getting
say
a
yes also.
very, very strong yes.
And this is why we are going to overcome Congress and have a full supermajority of Democrats when after all the indictments and stuff go down for Congress people.
Yep, look at there. Handing them money.
Yep, you got it, Deanne.
Abundance, prosperity, manifestation, security. Yeah, they're getting money. At least some of them are.
And all
Probably
I
the
want for
MAGA.
Christmas is to see Jim Jordan perp walked out of Congress in cuffs.
Me too. My birthday. I'll take it for my birthday too.
Yep, I think that's true.
When he's
Oh,
convicted, we need to have a party.
Oh yeah, we will. We definitely-
When's your birthday, Deanne?
November 6th.
Oh,
Scorpio.
okay.
And my
Mine's
husband's is
3rd.
October 3rd, so we're gonna go. So we're gonna kind of celebrate our birthdays together. His on time, mine early. So the vacation is for both our birthdays.
Nice. Very nice. That's great. So I got the 3 of Swords and the King of Cups and the 4 of Cups. So a lot of these guys who have been taking the money on the R side are going to be very upset that the gravy train is over, but they're going to be more upset that they didn't take more. Period.
Well, and they're going to be upset if they get caught themselves, or not maybe caught, but pinpointed. If somebody says, well, what about all these guys that got these perks from these billionaires? They don't want that to ever come up.
No, but they are going to be caught. They are going to be caught.
Good news.
You know why? Because they're exposing so many billionaires that are treating the Supreme Court, and the threads from those billionaires are going to lead back into Congress. Sorry, Val, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, this is the first card and the last card I pulled, showing, this is what's going on. and it's not going to be pretty.
No.
And in between all of that, they thought they were sitting pretty, enjoying themselves, celebrating. But at the end of the day, the swamp is going to go. So there's our tower moment.
Yeah.
Yes, they are doing. Yes, they are doing the same thing to Congress, and every single pair that I have is matched with a card of some sort of retribution when things go awry. When they're discovered, it's a house of cards.
Yeah.
The dominoes will fall. One goes down,
they'll all go down.
It'll go. They'll just turn. They'll be turning everybody in.
Oh, see what I'm getting is that, yeah, they'll probably turn everybody in, but there's no remorse on their part.
None.
All they feel bad about is that they didn't take more.
Exactly.
But you're right. There probably will be a lot of revenge acts, on Democrats and on investigators and stuff. So that's when I'm really worried about death threats to investigators and things like that.
Yeah, Hanged Man and Justice. How's that for a pair?
Yeah.
They're
literally. That's literally what's going to come to their mind.
Yep.
Again, teeny tiny brains, not big imaginations.
Teeny tiny brains, teeny tiny hands.
Yep. And they wish their hands were bigger so they could take more.
Exactly. At least their pockets.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else, or did we cover that waterfront?
I think we all got it.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody in the chat. We did get to a few of your questions, and as you know, when we get on a roll, we just keep rolling. So thank you to all of you. Thank you, Deann. Thanks for being with us.
I had fun. Thank you for letting me come on, and then maybe next time you and Cleo can come on mine. Cool.
Absolutely.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be really great. And it was fun to play together. We all have such a good time playing together. It's really great. Thank you, Shari. It was lovely to see you again. Thank you for your marvelous contributions. And Gerald, thank you for being our announcer as well as a divinator extraordinaire. And Val, thank you. And Cleo, what can I say? You have helped me so much in my channel. Mwah, I just love you.
I don't know how I did that, and Shari, it was so good. I love Shari's input. She always comes up with something good.
Yes.
And I love that. And all the chatters, as usual. It's like they were on this discussion with us inside this, like they didn't have the camera going, but they're in the discussion.
Yes.
That's what I love about live streams, is to be able to talk to the people in chat.
Yeah, it's so great. And someday I will get better at this with the chat, and I will have more questions show up. Someday I'll get it. But thank you all very much for joining me for bringing this little PoliTarology to life. I'm very grateful. And I hope you'll join me and Cleo on Sunday to see Civil Harmony. And I hope you will subscribe to everybody's channel on here, because everybody here is just fantastic. And so thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Let's get that music going.